All right, welcome to session two of the mini coaching series. So, in the first session, we talked about building your activation energy and getting sick of yourself. Well, now you've built the activation energy and you're sick of where you are. What's next? So, let me start off by saying this. If you find yourself, this is where a lot of people start going wrong. This is they lose the plot almost immediately. If you start just from that being sick, try to jump into the changes all at once, all the things you want to stop, all the things you want to change, you are going to get overwhelmed. You're either going to quit, you're going to burn out, or you're going to fail so miserably that you just feel so demoralized and you don't continue. There's one step in this whole section, right? The timeline of getting sick of yourself to changing and reinventing your life. There's a step called conscious consumption. I want to introduce that to you. Conscious consumption is basically consuming content with intention rather than mindlessly scrolling. So you're consuming content with the intention to learn and grow from it. This is where you start looking at, different people who you admire, people who you want to be like, and you start following them on Instagram or you start watching them on YouTube, whatever. You start to change the content that you're being presented with so that you're passively absorbing these ideas and learning from them. So, conscious consumption is a three-step process, and I'm going to pull this up bigger so that you can see it. Conscious consumption is a three-step process. I'm going to break it down for you. So, first one is very simple follow. So, you are going to follow a bunch of self improvement content creators in the general realm you're interested in. So, just follow the coaches, follow the fitness trainers, follow the business marketing people, whoever, the Tony Robbins or religious leaders, the people who, because self improvement is it's a huge genre. The people that you believe have something of value to give you. You might not know who they are, just follow them. Right now is not the time for you to really investigate, how much do their values align with mine. That's not it yet. You just need to put out a line and see what you get. And now all of this content is going to start showing up on your feeds or on your YouTube For You page, all of these things. And it's the algorithm is going to start feeding you more content like it. So just follow. Step two is absorb and adjust. So, with conscious consumption, you're not just mindlessly scrolling, you're absorbing what's being said. So, you see these videos that are supposed to be motivated or give you tips and tricks on self improvement. Actually, listen to what's being said. But you need to adjust, meaning it's time to start filtering out as you're absorbing. You're a Muslim, so you're not like the rest. The values that align with you are different than what other people might call their values. So you'll inevitably come across influencers who promote materialistic, immoral, unethical, and dunya oriented means to self improvement. As a Muslim, when you come across that content, you're filtering out. So you're unfollowing those people. You are pulling out the information so that it's not affecting your understanding of self improvement. The dunya is important. I don't get me wrong when I say this, right? There's even a dua that we make. Allahumma atina fid dunya hasana wa fil akhiratu hasana. Oh Allah, give us goodness in the dunya and in the akhirah. But it shouldn't be at the expense of your values and especially of Allah's pleasure. So unfollow those people that are promoting what I call it ghost self-improvement. Ghost self-improvement is empty, it's hollow, it talks a lot of big stuff, it makes these really big promises, but it doesn't deliver on the promises. And you need to start following the people who are promoting meaningful self-improvement, even if they're not Muslim, because the point is if you extract wisdom where you can find it. The next step is you choose. You choose the people, right, who align with your values. So at this point, you've settled on the type of content and values you're consuming. You adjust this list as needed time and time again. And now you have hopefully, a lot of people whose content aligns with your values and your philosophies, and you have a long list of people you can consume that information from. By the way, I should mention here, I do have a newsletter. I think I mentioned it already, but the link is below. If you join the newsletter, you get 2 free ebooks. So that's a good example of conscious consumption. it'll be emailed to you immediately. I also have a YouTube channel where I give long form content on self improvement, God conscious self improvement. And I'll link that as well. Your support honestly means a lot. So it helps me serve more people. But even if it's not me, even if you're not following me, that's completely fine. I just hope, inshallah, you're able to find people who align with your values. So let's move forward. So I mentioned this in the Masterclass, but the Quran is the ultimate self improvement book. So, conscious consumption means it is time to build a relationship with the Quran, and you can use the AVR mini system that I gave in the Masterclass to start establishing the habit of a relationship with the Quran, whether it is reading, whether it is looking at the translation, whether it's listening to videos of tafsir or reflections. There are so many different options, but build that relationship. And then as you're reading the Quran, take a look at the self-improvement lessons that are being delivered through the verses. All right, guys, this is the end of coaching mini session number 2. We are going to move on to coaching mini session number 3 in the next video.